All right, this is Gwydion, and I had promised to do a quick video on Sojour and how to use the module I created for Ker Nethalas into the Midnight Throne. So again, Ker Nethalas into the Midnight Throne is a solo RPG from Blackoath Entertainment, Alex T. And Alex is very active on his forum. He's very kind and open and wants people to play his games. And he allowed me to create this module in Sojour. So, what I've done, and I'll show you in a minute, is I've created a folder on my Dropbox account that you can download this folder. And if you own Sojour, which is a $10 purchase, and I'll link to this in the video, if you own Sojour, you can download this folder and then you can point to that folder in Sojour and you'll have access to all the tables that are in the Ker Nethalas game. I also included a lot of the fan-based player aids that are available for free on Alex's Discord. So you can get all that. And again, Alex was very supportive. I kept out all of the actual game content, meaning the text where I could, but he allowed me to put in all the tables, which was great. So let me show you briefly what you will do. Now, first, I'm going to open Discord and show you. This is Alex T's Black Oath Entertainment, his Discord channel. And if you go to forum discussion, there's a thread for Sojour module for Ker Nethalas, and you'll see my post here, and you'll also see the link to my Dropbox folder. So if you click on that link, download the file. The file is called KN Setup. All right. So you buy Sojour, and I'll put a link to that. Again, $10 solo VTT. I have a few videos on that I'll link to if I remember. And when you first launch Sojour, if you look at the bottom right, it's kind of where my camera is, unfortunately. Let me turn it off for just a second. You can see at the very bottom right of the screen here, it tells you the data path. And that normal data path as to where the base files of Sojour will be are under Documents, Polysoft with 2 L's, and Sojour. All right, that's where you'll find the base files, but you can change that. So if you download the Ker Nethalas and it's called KN Setup, you can put it wherever you want. So once you put it on your hard drive, maybe in your documents folder under something called Ker Nethalas, you will come into the program, you will right click up here at the top left and open File Manager, and you'll get this File Manager screen and you can pick a different data folder. So again, in mine is under Ker Nethalas and this KN Setup file. So it's that top folder. Again, KN Setup, you hit OK and close that. And now all of the assets I created are on the left-hand rail. I didn't import all the maps or any of that. You can do that as long as you own Ker Nethalas in the PDF. You can import all of that if you want. But let's just kind of take a spin through here. All right, at the top, you can see it's the Ker Nethalas rule set. At least that's what it's called in Sojour. And the campaign I created is just called Core Rulebook, so that you can access this folder. Campaign assets and characters. So I created, you'll see deactivated characters, which I'll get back to in a moment. But template character, if you double click on that, this is the template. I just took this off of the cover page image. I think that's all right, and built a token. And here are the trackable characteristics that you can update. Just click on them and update them. And then it also includes, you can change the picture here by clicking on Add Picture over here. And if you click on the character sheet, there's an actual character sheet in here. The best way to access that is if you look over here, you can see Template Characters Character Sheet. So you double click on that and it'll pull up a form fillable character sheet that you can type in and use this as your character sheet. Do not forget to save. You have to save whenever you update the information. So right in this kind of PDF viewer document right there. All right, so that's your character sheet. Now, all of the monsters are located down here, all the creatures down here under the token palette. But in the deactivated characters, I have all of the overseers. And the reason I did that is the way Rob, who is the Sojour creator, he basically said, look, all NPCs are like, that are unique. He would put under characters because as a solo gamer, an NPC is really no different than another character. You're playing it. So because they're all unique, I created them under here. You can see up at the top left of my screen, any character that's active, you'll be able to hover over up here. So let's just say I end up fighting an overseer, and we'll see it's the Gorehoof. So if you go to Gorehoof, you right Gorehoof, and you right click, you can activate the character. So now it's out of the deactivated. It's here just like any other character. You can see it up top here. And if I right click and view character sheet, I have all the detailed description. Alex was okay with me doing that. So all of that is in here. And if I go down, actually, I don't think I can do it here. Yeah, if I double click on the Gorehoof, then you can see I included the token. I based it on the image in the module. I've got the stats here. I've got the description that includes all of the information on the Gorehoof. The other thing is all of the tables are here. I think Rob he's looked at, I think, how I'm using Sojour, and he might, over time, when he gets time, and it could be next year, do some updating and maybe have some folders or some way to organize the tables. But you can see I have the Gorehoof down here. I should at least. Here we go, Gorehoof actions. So I do have tables that are 1d6 that are the actions for the Gorehoof. So I'll show you how to use that in just a minute. But all the tables are loaded in here, and they'll just load right away. I also included documents that are right off of, they're all fan-based. They are not mine. I do not take credit for these, other than I did utilize something that a forum member had started, which was a combat attack matrix. And I kind of, in my mind, simplified it, color-coded it. So I took what somebody else had done and made it my own, but I did not create this myself. All the other things are all folks. And if you go to the Ker Nethalas, the Blackoath Entertainment website, you'll be able to find all of these fan-made, basically PDFs and what have you. But I think they're okay with. I mean, they release them for free on the Ker Nethalas. I keep saying that, on the Discord. That is Blackoath Entertainment, so you have access to those. Please read. I did put a license and copyright file in here, and please read it. I know it doesn't have a lot of information, but my point is none of this is copyright of mine. I claim nothing. This is all Blackoath Entertainment's. Please support Alex T. Buy his game on Ker Nethalas, or on DriveThruRPG, so you can find this game and many others he's created. And I'm also using, under the Creative Commons license, I purchased a token pack just for letter icons. And this is the Creative Commons license for what I'm using. I tried not to don't think I've used anything else that's copyrighted. All right, let's spin down. If you double click, let's see, the only thing I have here on document templates is the character sheet. You can create more. If you double click on the token palette, it'll pull up all of the base creatures and monsters. The only one that I included in here that has an actual token image is the Necropede. That's iconic from Ker Nethalas, so I included that. But everything else, I just assigned a letter token to. So nothing fancy. You can replace these on your own if you want. But if I open one of these, double click on it, then again, you can see the stats here. You can click on description, see the level adaptations, everything that is in the core Ker Nethalas rulebook. Now, if you own Ker Nethalas, which I hope you do, you can right click on documents here, add a document, and let's just call it core rulebook. So if you want to upload the entire rulebook and just have it in Sojour, wherever you have it saved on your hard drive, just find it. I'm going to upload the optimized version that I have, since it's a pretty robust rulebook. And if I click OK, now I've got the core rulebook in here, right here. So instead of having to go out and look at the PDF, I now have it directly in here in the PDF viewer that's part of Sojour, and it even has the table of contents. You can access everything right here. So if you own the rulebook, easy enough to import it. The other thing that I did in my playthrough game where I'm streaming it is I actually created, and I'll show you just a couple quickly. I'm just going to show you, created a file with Ker Nethalas assets for Sojour. If I can find it. Yeah, asset folder. And I just did snippets of the rule book. So like for Gorehoof, if I double click on that, I'll just type Gorehoof. I already saved this and I just used the Microsoft PDF in that comes with Windows. I think it comes with Windows. So now if I import that, it's just those 2 pages. So rather than thumbing through and importing the entire rulebook every time I'm looking for it, now I have the Gorehoof. I can show that on stream, and I just have the 2 pages for the Gorehoof. So you can do that as much as you want and import any documents you want and have them right in here. All right, I'm going to create a journal, and I'll just say first domain. You can call it whatever you want. But this is where you're going to play mostly, and here are the tabs on the left-hand side. But this is where you're going to play the game. So you can hit Control 1, and you can see up here that these 2, when I hit the Control button, you'll see a 1 and a 2. If I say Control 1, I'll be talking as the Gorehoof. So I can say, I will destroy you. And as soon as I close the quote, then his discussion is over. Because Sojour is, I believe it's French for solo journaling. And so a lot of what this is built on, this application, is for solo journaling. So if it's my character, which is template character, I hit Control 2, and I can say, not a chance, Hoofy. That's pretty bad. And then that's it. So, but you can also use it, and as you're journaling, this is where you're going to be doing all your rolling and what have you. But if I want to roll for, let's say, a combat or a skill check, all of your rolls, if you see up here at the top, this is for initiative and combat. You can actually create a whole combat module. I didn't feel like it was necessary. Combat flow, I think I'll just do it in the journal here like I did on my stream. But all of your tables are right here. So you'll have to scroll through them a bit, but you've got your doors, locked doors. You have all of your combat encounters, first domain encounters. But let's just go down to what I called skill check, and maybe he'll find a way to like make a favorite or something to make it easier to find. But so here's my skill check. If I click on that button, it says skill check 91. So I can do that now. And if I then wanted to do it under the Gorehoof, I could go up here, or I could, again, I could just do the control and toggle it to where it's his name. But if I do it here and I do a skill check, maybe I have to do another one, but let's just do the Gorehoof, Control 1. And then I'm not going to say anything, but I'll do it right under him. There we go. And see, again, this is a really simple table I created, but I created it to where it's in the tables that you're downloading. But whenever it's doubles, it's going to tell you it's a crit. So if I just do a bunch of rolls here, and I know it doesn't show a dice roller, but I did encourage Rob to reach out to 3D Dice, and maybe over time he'd consider some integration. But if I just keep clicking on these rolls, you can see if it's a doubles, it'll tell you it's a crit. It's nothing fancy, but there you go. At least it'll tell you. And you can always, this is your journal, so if you want to delete all of this and you don't want it, you can just delete it. But what other tables? So if you're fighting, let's say you're in the first domain. So we're in the first domain and we want to determine if there's a door or a container locked. So I find that table, I click on the button, and it says a door and container are locked. I combine those into one table so that, remember, if it's above, I think a 10, I forget. A door, I think, has more of a chance of being locked than a container, I believe. So not locked, or maybe it is just, there we go. If it's a container, it's locked. If door, unlocked. So I have all those tables. You can crack them open and change my tables if you don't like them. So what other tables? I have all the events in here. So again, Alex let me do this, which was awesome. So if I click on the event, you found a trader, check page 221 to learn more. This large room, all of the detail that you would find in the game, I've put in these tables. Growing darkness. So again, if you need to roll on growing darkness, tells you right there what happens, and anything you need to run the game should be in here. Random masteries, madness tables. So let's go to, I think I did combat. I think I called it combat. Combat encounter check. What did I do there? No encounter. Oh, right. And then if it's a corridor, no encounter. But if it's a door, I probably should have said if it's a room, it's an encounter. Maybe I'll fix that over time. All right, so let's go to first domain encounter. So now if you do encounter something, then you can roll, and you've got your skeletal horrors. So then you can go and bring those in, and you can put a map over here. I have another video showing how to do that, so I won't show that here. But you can run combat and find these skeletal horrors in here. Skeletal horrors action, and if I click on it, so he does his ethereal grasp. Skeletal horror reach out with its hand, and it tells you everything right in here. And I think if you want, I don't know if there's a way to automatically change this, but you can certainly highlight this and make it a different color if you'd like, and bold it or whatever you want to do. I think he just tried to distinguish when you're talking versus like just a roll on a table or what have you. All right, what else do I want to show? And I'll wrap this video. Spoils, I have all those checks in there. I thought there was something else. You can do your scavenge check in here. Valuable items. What else? I thought I wanted to show something else. Overseer influence. So you can click on that. And tough, immune to critical hits. And is there anything? Oh, hit location. So like if you're facing a quadruped and you want to know if you hit, it says you hit in the 4 quarters. Don't know if let's see. I don't remember if I said critical hit. Let's do humanoid because I know that's the head. Hit location, humanoid. Let's get to head. No, I didn't hit it. I probably should have, but you can look that up if you have the book. It tells you what is a critical hit. So maybe that's a quality of life improvement I'll make to this module. And you can also see that if I open, actually I need to go back to assets. If I double click on Gorhoof, you can see all of the core. The things that I decided I wanted to track were health, combat skill, armor, and magic resistance. You can create your own here and add a different set of characteristics, but you can only track 4. I thought those were the most important 4. Armor, you'll obviously have to look at the description and say, hey, that armor is where? Shoot, I did not put, I thought I did that everywhere. I might have missed this one, but in most cases, I tried to put the location of that armor. Now it's going to make me double click on the Gorhoof. Or no, not double click. I want to go to, let's go to the import that I did of the document. Didn't I do that? There we go, Gorhoof. So obviously, if you have the core rulebook, and I'm trying to, again, avoid combat, or maybe that's why I didn't, because it's all body parts. But I did try to put when it only impacts a specific body part. So I think that's it. If you have feedback, let me know. I really like Sojour. I think for solo journaling, it's going to work really well, solo gaming. So if you have any questions about the module, hit me up on the Blackoath Entertainment forum. And until next time, I hope to see more of you out there streaming and playing solo games by Blackoath Entertainment and others. See you next time.